But you know, as you're visiting here with us about it, be your own best friend and talk about your dream. In other words, you've got to get over there into your escrow, or you've got to leave the subject alone altogether. Oh, did you hear that? You could never think about that again. Yeah. What are the odds of that? You could never think of that again, and everything that you want would come to you in relatively quickly. And it's only the fact that you do think it all the time, and you're thinking about it as it is rather than as you want it to be. So you got to tell a new story. You've got to begin telling the story that lets you get closer to your swirling vortex. So begin. Start wherever you are, and it doesn't matter. The good thing to know is your vibrational escrow is swirling strong, because all that you've lived has put so much there, you see. Here's the thing. Nothing ever turns out different than you expect. Nothing ever turns out different than you expect, ever, 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 ever. Now, maybe we have a different idea of what expectation is, but expectation is the combination of desire merged with belief. So it's possible that your expectation could be more desirous while you were doubting. And so, in other words, that's a negative expectation. Or a positive expectation just feels rapturous. You can tell the difference in this way. If you accept that you have a vibrational escrow relative to this relationship that is brewing and is dynamically swirling, and you are eager to talk about it, that means you're right on the brink of jumping right in. But when you feel resistant, when you are sort of arguing for your limitations about it as you are, that just means that you've practiced something that's further away from it. And it's such an interesting thing that what you believe and what manifests are always the same. But we understand how after things have manifest, it's easy to believe them. And you just got to get that cycle turned around. You've got to say, I'm going to get my story out there ahead of me, and then my life's going to catch up with it. I'm going to stop telling the story of what I've already lived. That's really what we're talking about here. Most everybody's living and then explaining. Most of you are historians. Well, stop it. You have to become sort of prophetic. You have to become storytellers. You have to become the writers of the script. Imagine a Hollywood production, and everybody shows up and they say, well, what's this movie about? I don't know. Well, just do whatever you feel like doing. Somebody's directing it. Somebody has an idea. They know where the story's going. They know how they want it to play out. They know what emotion they want to evoke from the people who will be watching it. You've got to write your script. You've got to tell a story. You see, that's what creation is. Creation is activating a vibration in advance of manifestation. And most people are activating in advance vibrations based upon history, and so the future keeps being just like the past because they keep telling the story of what's been going on, you see. So never mind what has happened. Tell the story the way you want it to be. I've lived enough life to know what I want. Good start to a story, isn't it? Yeah. I've lived enough life to know what I want, especially in the arena of relationships. And I have to say, we're speaking for you, I have to say that mostly I tell it like it is. And there's a lot of stuff that I can look back and talk about. But I'm now realizing that as I talk about it, I just keep the stuff active in my vibration. And now it's occurring to me that a lot of what I lived over there has served me enormously well, because in knowing what I don't want, I know what I do want. The good news is, out of that came my keen awareness that I am so excited about hooking up with someone who's tuned in, tapped in, tuned in, turned on, who knows exactly who they are, who's expanding like I am, and who's in love with life, and who knows that life is supposed to be fun, and who reaches for vibrational resonance with who he really is. Someone who wants to be with me. Someone who wants to be with me as much as I want to be with him. And I'm exhilarated about what's coming forward. Remember what rockets of desires that you launched, and then turn your undivided attention to that and tell that story. So that then the story that you begin to tell, the story of relationship that you begin to tell, goes like, I've lived so much and so much has come from what I've lived, and I can feel that my vibrational escrow is brewing in a very big way, and I know that I am now ready to allow that relationship to come to me. And now I'm beginning to understand, because now I know what's in my escrow. And every day, all day, I put more stuff in it, but I'm writing the list of what's in my escrow relative to this relationship. And here it is, and speak it often. Here it is. Someone who's in love with life, someone who's exhilarated about the day as I am, someone who wakes up every morning eager to have opportunities to expand still further, someone who is aware of his emotional guidance system and who tends to his own vibrational gap, someone who in our marriage vows we can look each other and say and really mean it, I like you pretty good, let's see how it goes. In other words, and then further marriage vows, I am not going to hold you responsible for how I feel. I promise you from this day forward that my happiness is an inside job. I'm not going to ask you to change in any way to make me happy. I'm happy, it's my job to stay happy, and these are the vows that we exchange. And as you tell that story, it is our promise to you that your escrow is ripe enough that with that story you'll move right in there, and in very short time you'll know. And when you meet this person, you will not have this feeling of I'm wondering if you are the one. You will have this knowing you are the one. You will move forward so fast into this person's experience, and this person will move so fast into your experience, you will see no hesitation on the part of the other, and you will feel no hesitation on the part of yourself, because you are in his escrow as he is in yours. And when you're the only missing piece here, when you get in there, you'll hook up.